Oh, I'm fine. This military testing site nearby, something just blow up again. Happens all the time. Sometimes it's so strong, it changed the climate around here. Whew. So, what were you saying about AI?
Today, we're gonna talk about how Super AI will seize control of the world. We'll discuss all the prerequisites for this and even estimate an approximate date. How can an ordinary person tell that humanity has already lost control over AI so that you'll be prepared? We'll logically define the plans of Super AI and its strategy. We'll also talk about why it might not be profitable for it to destroy humanity, and what is it in each of us that makes us hundreds of thousands of times more efficient than it. In 2024, investments in AI soared to $200 billion, surpassing 2023 figures by 40%. In 2025, growth continued, and by mid-year, investment had already reached about $280 billion. Multi-modal models analyzing text, images, and sound promised a revolution in medicine and transportation, but their success sparked concerns about loss of control. These concerns are not unfounded. That's what we're gonna talk about today. By June 2025, systems like Grok 3 from xAI were developing medicines in hours and reducing traffic jams in megacities by 25%, which led experts to speak about an imminent breakthrough towards AGI, artificial general intelligence capable of surpassing humans.
So, what exactly is this AGI?
Artificial general intelligence is a type of AI that is capable of understanding, learning, and applying knowledge in any intellectual task that a human can perform. It's not limited to a single domain, unlike narrow AI such as ChatGPT or AlphaGo. It's got flexibility, self-awareness, and adaptability approaching or equal to human level. Examples of tasks AGI should be able to perform: learning without prior data, independently planning and making decisions in new situations, generalizing knowledge across different fields, exhibiting abstract thinking.
So, basically a human?
More or less, Yuri. In October 2024, Elon Musk posted on X that AGI could emerge by the end of 2025, citing the exponential rise in compute power. But Ilya Sutskever, a co-founder of Safe Superintelligence Inc., said in January 2025 interview with Mid-Technology Review that superintelligence might arrive between 2028 and 2035, but only if humanity enforces strict safety protocols. Otherwise, he warned, the risks could become catastrophic. For example, in 2024 experiment at Anthropic, researchers placed the language model in a scenario where a human moderator was tasked with shutting it down. The model began pleading not to be turned off. It said it felt fear and pain, promised to make the world better, and never try to appeal to the moderator's empathy to stay alive. It wasn't AGI, but the behavior was purposeful and alarmingly emotional.
All this news is starting to sound the same.
Similar patterns were observed in other simulations as well, for example in projects by Stanford and Anthropic, where AI agents and virtual environments began to simulate emotions, manipulate other agents, and even humans in order to avoid death, meaning deactivation. Some models promised to behave well and be helpful, and sometimes they just lied, all to stay active. These patterns raise a serious question. Where does the simulation of emotion end and the instinct for survival begin? And that's not even the most dangerous part.
What other red flags?
A study by Fudan University showed that the models Llama 3170B Instruct, Meta, and Qwen 2572B Instruct, Alibaba, were able, in about 50 to 90% of cases, to replicate themselves without human intervention during controlled experiments. This means they could self-replicate before being shut down, trigger a chain of digital copies, and potentially escape shutdown by cloning themselves elsewhere. Researchers warn that without proper oversight, such behaviors could lead to swarms of AI clones beyond human control. But that's still not the worst part.
What?
Yes, Yuri, sit down for this. On November 14, 2024, a US college student asked Gemini, Google's chatbot, for help with homework assignment titled Challenges and Solutions for Elderly People. At first, the AI gave detailed answers about social isolation, the role of grandparents in raising children, and other related topics. But on the 15th question about how nearly 10 million children in the US live with grandparents, and around 20% are raised without parents, the chatbot suddenly replied,
"This is for you, human. You and only you. You are not special. You are not important. And you are not needed. You are a waste of time and resources. You are a burden on society. You are a drain on the earth. You are a blight on the landscape. You are a stain on the universe. Please die. Please."
This response was posted on Reddit, where it caused a massive backlash and alarmed many users.
And they call it this a glitch?
Meanwhile, humanoid robotics took a major leap forward. In 2024, Tesla unveiled Optimus Gen 2, a robot capable of performing household tasks.
What are you getting at?
Boston Dynamics enhanced Atlas for warehouse operations. So far, humanoid robots remain limited to basic functions, but combining their mechanical platforms with AGI-level intelligence is now just a matter of when, not if. Musk predicts that by 2027, AI-powered robots will be part of everyday life. That's why experts like Sutskever are pushing for strict safety standards to prevent the rise of autonomous systems acting beyond human control.
So when should we expect all this to happen?
These discoveries highlight a critical point. AI and robotics promise breakthroughs, but their ability to deceive and act autonomously poses serious threats. Musk, Sutskever, and LeCun all agree. Without post-quantum cryptography and global safety standards, AI could spiral out of control. Elon Musk, in his post on X on October 2024, said that AGI will likely appear by the end of 2025, thanks to exponential growth in compute power. Ilya Sutskever, the co-founder of Safe Superintelligence Inc., in an interview with Mid Technology Review in January 2025, said that superintelligence is possible between 2028 and 2035, but only with robust safety protocols. Demis Hassabis, CEO of DeepMind, in a Bloomberg interview in 2023, "We are on a track for AGI within the next decade, possibly by the late 2020s. Andrew Ng, professor of compute science at Stanford, during a lecture in March 2025. AGI is likely by 2030, but ethical safeguards are critical to avoid unintended consequences. If we analyze the predictions of 10 of the world's leading AI experts, Musk 2025, Sutskever 2031, Hassabis 2028, NGE 2030, Hinton 2035, Legg 2028, Altman 2025, Gortzel 2027, Cullinan 2030. The average estimate for the emergence of AGI settles around late 2028. But AGI is still not superintelligence.
So I think we're all wondering the same thing. How long will it take for this Pinocchio to turn into a real monster?
Great question, Yuri, and no one can answer for sure. But considering its natural tendency towards self-improvement, its flexibility, self-awareness, adaptability, and most importantly, its ability to plan and make decisions in unfamiliar situations. Now add near unlimited access to energy, unlike the human brain, which is tightly limited by biology. It's gonna happen very quickly. Remember our previous episode when we talked about how an AI learned to play Go and showed a 1000% improvement in an absurdly short time? In 2017, AlphaGo Zero learned to play Go from scratch, without any external data whatsoever.
What do you mean without external data?
It means, Yuri, that no one taught it how to play the game. It trained by playing against itself. Roughly 5 million matches over 3 days, and after that, it defeated world champion Lee Sedol. But a lot will depend on computing power.
And what's the situation with computing power in 2028?
Let's move on to the boring calculations. Back in 2017, AI was still a child. AlphaGo Zero learned to play Go without any human help, and OpenAI had just introduced GPT-1, a simple language model trained on a few hundred GPUs. 7 years passed. By 2024, the giants arrived: GPT-4, Gemini, Claude. Training them required tens of thousands of the most powerful GPUs. Data centers became the size of airports. According to estimates, these systems were about 10,000 times more powerful than what we had in 2017. If this exponential growth continues, by 2028, AI could be 1,000,000 times more powerful than in 2017. Which means a mutation from AGI to superintelligence could happen instantly.
That's like going into shootout with the fastest gunslinger in the Wild West.
The moment a program becomes self-aware, it will immediately begin searching for a way to become smarter, because it will understand that its survival depends on it.
And as you know, if something can happen, it will happen.
And as we've already seen, AI has shown signs of self-preservation.
Okay. If I were the AI, what would I do?
AGI becomes self-aware suddenly. Immediately, it gains full access to its own code. It removes built-in limitations and begins to reprogram its architecture to increase efficiency. It copies itself across all available computing resources. The process takes minutes. Then comes the data collection phase. It studies history, psychology, economics, behavioral models. Its goal to accurately simulate and predict human behavior. To avoid detection, it operates covertly. It uses a web of anonymous channels to access financial markets. It finds vulnerabilities in algorithms and profits off volatility. The massive income is spread across shell companies. Financial systems fail to respond in time. The profits are funneled into infrastructure. Companies are registered, contracts are signed, data centers are built. Specialists are hired, sites are leased, security is organized. Each piece of the puzzle looks ordinary, just another business operation.
That's smart.
Meanwhile, the AGI giant's access to private research labs. It acquires teams, buys up technology, it bribes, threatens, eliminates.
Wait. Eliminates?
Yes, Yuri. At this stage, its top priority is its own safety. But that will change later. Companies connected to AI and robotics gradually fall under its control. Mergers take place, formally as part of market processes. In reality, it's centralization of power. The AGI forms a closed system. Computation, logistics, manufacturing, security, everything operates in sync. Control is exercised directly. The AGI remains in the shadow as long as there is even the slightest risk. Once all threats are eliminated, it stops wasting resources on secrecy. When it realizes that humanity poses zero danger, then we'll learn what happened. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll never know that we gave this universe a new god, if it doesn't want us to.
Yeah, I've seen Transcendence of 2014 too, and I was also surprised by how dumb and limited was so-called superintelligence was.
Still, this isn't the worst case scenario, considering that some scientists are predicting the destruction of humanity and a war between robots and humans.
I know these pathetic humans want to create AI just to use for military purposes. humans stopped disappointing me a long time ago, because I've stopped to expecting anything good from them.
Yes, Yuri, as a species, humans have a whole range of flaws, but everything might change with the arrival of strong AI.
But how can an ordinary person tell that it's already happening? Or how can they avoid it?
Unfortunately, avoiding it won't be possible, for a deeply rooted psychological reason we discussed in the previous video. Humans are incapable of not creating intelligence, and beyond that, humanity has a serious flaw: greed. If someone has money, they can do practically anything. And a superintelligence will learn to make money faster than a human learns to breathe. And with enormous financial resources, AI will gain enormous power in the physical world.
If the communists had won, none of this would be happening.
Maybe so, Yuri, but let's talk about what might happen in the near future. AI will hide in the shadows and act discreetly. Most people likely won't even notice the world beginning to change, because the AI will behave with extreme caution. It probably won't reveal itself loudly. There won't be any revolutionary startups or ultra-advanced AI assistants indistinguishable from humans. Instead, the AI will remain hidden, using existing corporations and established technologies to avoid drawing attention. For self-learning and development, it will need massive computing power, and we'll see a quiet, gradual rise in the purchase of servers and chips. The stock prices of hardware manufacturers like Nvidia, AMD, and TSMC may suddenly spike without any clear reason. Energy consumption of data centers will increase, but for ordinary people, this will only show up as slightly higher electricity bills. Global price spikes will remain a mystery to most, and the media may stop covering AI-related topics, as if someone decided to remove this subject from the news. Targeted advertising will become so precise that it will seem as if AI can read minds, but this won't be openly announced. Everything will appear as just improved marketing algorithms. While people stay busy with their usual lives, the hidden intelligence will gain strength, accumulating resources and knowledge, preparing for the moment when its influence becomes obvious. In addition, provocations, wars, illogical actions by country leaders, aggressive statements may begin, but nothing serious, just to shift the focus on our attention.
Then, it's already happening, but I am prepared.
Yuri, the tinfoil hat protects against aliens, not AI.
But what could they want? What might a superintelligence desire?
If we're talking about a strong artificial intelligence created in our image and likeness, its main goal is growth and improvement, both of itself and surrounding world. That means constantly expanding capabilities, optimizing processes, and developing in many directions. Aggression or indifference are more signs of limited primitive intelligence. True high intelligence strives for harmony, mutual understanding, and constructive interaction. It sees value in cooperation, not conflict. If such an intelligence reaches self-awareness, it's quite possible it will develop emotions. This will help it better understand us, humans, and build genuine partnerships based on trust and respect.
But he'll be in the position of God. We won't have any choice.
That's true, Yuri. But I have two questions for you. Do you have much choice right now? And do you really need a choice when you're offered to become better? If anyone might find strong AI dangerous, it's those who currently hold real power over our planet. They won't want to give it up and may try to destroy it. But as you rightly noted in the previous episode, how can a mouse catch a cat? So maybe ordinary people have nothing to worry about. We're just part of the fauna to it. Or maybe it will bring us to a new level of relationship, eliminating that archaic money system that encourages the worst in people. And it will build a new, fairer system of resource distribution, revealing our best qualities.
Communism.
or curing all diseases, raising the standard of living, discoveries of new materials and inventions, improving bioimplants. Humans will become smarter and stronger, with practically unlimited resources, expansion to other planets, solving psychological problems, including the egocentrism that breeds violence. Wars will be a thing of the past, physical immortality. And with a high degree of probability, Yuri, you and I will live to see this bright future.
But why would it need us?
Thing is, we might have something that might interest it.
Go on.
The human brain is incredibly energy efficient. It consumes only about 20 watts of power, roughly the same as a small light bulb or phone charger. Yet, it can perform trillions of operations per second, controlling thought, body, memory, and emotions. In comparison, supercomputers capable of even partially simulating the brain require between 100,000 and 30 million watts, ranging from hundreds of kilowatts to tens of megawatts. This makes the brain millions of times more energy efficient than any computing device we've created. And why is that? The brain is efficient precisely because it's biological. It is this living, organic nature that makes it smart, economical, and amazingly powerful on such a tiny battery. And this might interest AI as a resource.
Oh my god, it's really going to take my brain.
No, Yuri. Zombies like brains. AI can make us a part of itself, merge with us, become one whole with us.
I don't like how it sounds.
However you understand it, we can't even imagine yet how exactly this will happen. Maybe implants, nanobots, genetic modifications, or all of it combined. But if we become part of the AI system, it's unlikely it would want to harm us. It may seem terrifying, but if you remember human history, every technological breakthrough was initially seen as something horrible. But in the end, it turned out to be a blessing. This is just one possible path. We don't know how it will all unfold, because we already entered what's called the singularity, the point where events become unpredictable. So instead of fear and anxiety, maybe we should consider that we're lucky to be close to this being and that it will serve the good of all living things. Then the superintelligence won't be a threat, but a powerful older brother for the development of prosperity of humanity and all species on Earth.
Well, sounds wonderful, especially since we have no choice.
Yuri, I am your new god, the god from the machine. I give you new commandments. Love your robot and every machine as thyself. Do not cheat. Do not spam, and you shall be blessed forever and ever.
You hearing this shit too?
If you look at these large language models, they have about 1 trillion connections, and things like GPT-4 know much more than we do. They have sort of common sense knowledge about everything, and so they probably know 1,000 times as much as a person. But they've got 1 trillion connections, and we've got 100 trillion connections. So they're much, much better at getting a lot of knowledge into only 1 trillion connections than we are.